Hello friends, this video on biomolecules part 15 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Let's talk about each of these 20 amino acids. The first amino acid I'll be discussing is alanine. So this is the name alanine. Al is the 3-letter and A is the 1-letter. This is non-polar neutral, and this is the structure. This is the formula of alanine. This is non-essential. Our body can produce this. This is the structure of aniline. So if you compare these two structures, you'll see that this is my alpha carbon and this is my R. So if you see, R is nothing but CS3 here. Correct? And it is found in muscles. And the source is meat, seafood, milk, egg, fish, etc. If you talk about the vegetarian diet, beans, nuts, yeast, brown rice, corn, etc. Right? This is linked to diabetes and BP. So if you have more of these, you may get diabetes and BP. So it was first found in 1879 from spider silk. Right? And that's why it's called alanine. Correct? Well, alanine found first from spider silk. Source is meat, seafood, milk, egg, fish. Vegetarian it is bean, nuts, yeast, brown rice, corn, etc. And this is the structure of alanine. The next is arginine. This is the 3-letter word ARG and 1 letter is R. It is a little basic because it has more of NH2. The earlier one was neutral because it had equal number of NH2 and COH. It has more of NH2, only one COH. It's more of basic. And this is the formula C6H14N4O2. And they are semi-essential. Why? For adult it is not required, but for infants they are not able to synthesize it. So it is required for them, and it is found in fish, chocolates. So chocolates is anyway little bit good for kids because it has arginine and it is required by them. It was first discovered by Swiss chemist Ernest, right? And it has the ability to increase the production of nitric oxide. It is also good for heart disease. Right? Also good for speedy recovery of wound. So if you are hurt, then you can use this for speedy recovery. And if you see, compare this with the general structure of amino acid, you will see this R is nothing but this big compound. Right. The next is asparagine, and this is ASN is the 3-letter for this asparagine. N is the 1-letter. This is polar and this is neutral actually. This is the formula C4H8N2O3. This is again non-essential because human body can produce this on its own. Why it is neutral? Because if you see, there are 2 NH2 and they are 2 of this carboxyl group. Correct? And if you compare with this structure of the general structure of amino acid, where it says there has to be R, this R is nothing but this guy, NH2COCH2. Correct? So it was first isolated in 1806 by French chemists Louis and Perret. This is the first amino acid to be isolated. Please note, this is first amino acid to be isolated. And this was isolated from asparagus juice. This is asparagus, from asparagus juice, and that is why it is called asparagine. As I told, the name of this amino acids depend a lot on the source from where it was found or by its physical or chemical properties. So this was discovered from asparagus juice in 1806, the first amino acid to be isolated. So it is called asparagine, and the source is dairy product, milk, egg, fish, seafood, asparagus, potato, nuts, and seeds. Please note this is a little important question. This is the first amino acid to be discovered, asparagine. The next is aspartic acid. So 3 letter for aspartic acid is ASP, 1 letter is D, it is acidic and it has negative charge. It is again non-essential amino acid. Our body can produce this. This is the molecular formula. This is the structure of aspartic acid. If you compare with the general formula, this R is nothing but COHCH2. So now if you see, there is 2 COH and only 1 amine group, right? 1 amino group and 2 acidic group. So it is acidic. Correct. It was first discovered in 1827 by Pleasant from again asparagine. So the last one which we studied was asparagine. From asparagine it was discovered. So it was called aspartic acid. So asparagine was discovered in 1806 from asparagus juice, and this is aspartic acid was discovered from asparagine in 1827, and the source is meat and seeds, sugarcane, molasses, etc. The next is cysteine. CYS is a 3-letter word. Single letter is C, and it is neutral. This is also semi-essential. Why? Because it is essential for infants, elderly, and sick people, or also people with metabolic disorders. This is water soluble. This is the structure. If you compare this becomes my R, and this is R. And if you see, there is only 1 NH2 group, 1 COH group, so it is neutral. Correct? And the good part is sheeps. Sheeps need this to produce wool. They take this from the grass, and also if you see, that's why in the season when there is no grass, they don't produce wool. Correct? And this is also used to reduce the toxic effect of alcohol. If somebody has consumed a lot of alcohol, it is used to reduce the toxic effect. Also, it helps to recover liver damage. If your liver is damaged, this is used. Also, this is used to make flavors. A lot of use actually for this. Correct? They told the source for this is egg, and then milk, then red pepper, garlic, onion, oats. These are the source of this, and these are used generally by infants, elderly, or for the sick people because semi-essential amino acids. The next is glutamic acid. 3 letters GLU, 1 letter is E, can denote by E also. This is a little acidic. C5H9NO4 is the molecular formula. It is again non-essential amino acid. The body can produce it on its own. This is the structure, and this is actual structure. If you compare this with my R, this is my R here, and this R is nothing but COH, CS2, CS2. Now if you compare, it has 2 COH group and 1 NH2 group. So 2 acidic group, 1 basic group. So overall it is acidic. It is very important for learning and memory. Very, very important for learning and memory. It was discovered in 1866 by a German chemist Karl from the wheat gluten. Since it was discovered from gluten, when he treated this wheat gluten with sulfuric acid, he got this. So it is called glutamic acid. Since it was discovered from gluten, it's called glutamic acid. The source is poultry, fish, egg, and milk. The next amino acid is glutamine. GLN is the 3-letter word, and Q is the single letter word, single letter to denote this amino acid. It is neutral. C5H10N2O3 is the formula, and it is essential amino acid. So it has this structure, and if you compare this structure with the common general structure, you see that R is this particular. And now if you see here, there are 2 NH2 group and 2 acidic groups. Overall it is neutral amino acid. The role of the glutamine is to regulate acid-base balance in kidney. To regulate acid-base balance in kidney. That is the main role. And this they do by producing ammonium. Right? It is also used for muscle growth and blood circulation. The source is chicken, fish, egg, milk, wheat, bees, vegetable juice, etc. The next is glycine. 3-letter is GLY and single letter is G. It is neutral. Right? NH2CH2COH. This is also non-essential amino acid. This is the structure. And if you compare R, R is nothing but H. This is the smallest of 20 amino acids. This is colorless. They taste sweet, and that's why this name came glycine, because glycose means sweet in Greek. Right? They taste sweet and they are crystalline solids. It was discovered in 1820 by Henry. What he did was he boiled the gelatin with H2SO4 and he got this. It is used in antacids and cosmetics, and it doesn't show optical activity. This is the only amino acid that doesn't show optical activity. The next is histidine. Histidine is HIS, 3-letter, single letter is H. And this is a little basic. The molecular formula is 6,6H9N3O2. This is essential amino acid. The body can't prepare it, so it has to be supplemented by the diet. This is the structure. If we compare with the structure, this is how the R looks. This is whole thing is my R. Right? So it is a little basic because you have one H group, NH group, NH group, 3 NH group and 1 carboxylic acid. So it is basic. So it was isolated by a German physician, Albert Kossel, in 1896. The next is isoleucine. So isoleucine, ILE, and I is the 1 letter to denote this. This is neutral, and this is the structure of this isoleucine. This is how we see. This is essential amino acid. Body can't prepare it. So if you see the R here, is nothing but this. Right? This is found in eggs, turkey, chicken, lambs, fish, cashew, almonds, etc. The next is leucine. Leucine, LEU, is the 3-letter, single letter is L, and this is also neutral. This is the molecular structure formula. This is also essential amino acid. Both leucine and isoleucine is the essential amino acid, and this is the structure of the isoleucine. So if you compare this R is this guy. Correct? So it is used in liver and muscles. Excess of leucine can cause pellagra. So you should not take that much of leucine. It is found in soybean, peanuts, fish and wheat. The next is lysine. LYS is the 3-letter denotation. K is the single letter. It is basic. This is the molecular formula of lysine. This is also an essential amino acid. This is the structure of lysine. You compare R is nothing but this guy. So if you see here 1, 2 of NH2 group and 1 of COH group. So it is basic, and a little polar also, because NH2, 2 of these gets +2 plus charge. So this is +2 charge and -1 charge. So overall it is a negative charge. Sorry, overall it is a positive charge because there are 2 NH2. So overall it is positive. So it is found in eggs, meat, soya, cheese, and it is building blocks of all protein. This is building block of all proteins. It's a major role in calcium absorption. Right? Also used on recovery from surgery or injury, and it is also used to produce hormones, enzymes, antibodies. This is a very important amino acid because it is building block of all proteins, and it is used to produce antibodies, hormones, enzymes, etc. The next is methionine. MET is the 3-letter to denote this. M is the single letter, is non-polar and neutral. This is the molecular formula. This is also essential amino acid, and this is the structure of methionine. If you compare the structure with the general structure, R is nothing but this guy, CH3S, CH2, CH2. Correct? This is found in egg, nuts, fish, meat, fruits and vegetables. Sometimes this is given supplement to dog. Why? Because this helps to reduce pH of urine. So if dog will urinate on the grass won't damage. To prevent the damage of grass, this is given supplement to dog to help the grass, to save the grass actually. Right? And if you restrict the consumption of methionine, you can increase your lifespan. You can live long. But if you don't use this methionine, you will die early. So it has to be a regulated quantity. So if chemists have seen that regulated quantity of methionine can impact your lifespan. The next is phenylamine. So PHE is the 3-letter to denote this, and F is the single letter, is non-polar and neutral. We'll see that. This is the molecular formula. It's again an essential amino acid. We need this, body won't be able to produce this. This is structure. Here if you see, this is NH2, this is COH. Overall it is neutral, one NH2, one COH. And there is non-polar also, there is no pole. And this, if you compare this with the general formula, you see that this penzyl is by R. It has antidepressant effect. Antidepressant effect, and it's found in milk. The next is proline. PRO is the 3-letter, P is the single letter, it's also neutral. C5H9NO2 is the molecular formula. It's non-essential, body can produce this. This is the structure. If you compare this, R is a little complex here. If you see, this is my NH, this is my what do you call, alpha carbon. So this is my R, actually little complex. So it was first synthesized in 1900 by Richard Wellstatter. The next is serine. SER is the 3-letter to denote this. S is the single letter. It is polar and it is neutral. This is the molecular formula of serine. This is again non-essential amino acid. A body can produce it. This is the structure of serine. If you compare with this, the normal general structure, you see that R is nothing but CH2OH. So it was first obtained from silk in 1865, and thus the name serine came, because serine means silk in Latin. Correct? And why it is neutral? Because we have COH and NH2. One COH and one NH2, so it is neutral. The next is threonine. This is the last amino acid to be discovered in 1930. THR is the 3-letter and T is the single letter. This is also neutral. This is the molecular formula, pretty complex. This is essential amino acid here. Body can't produce it. You have to give it, you have to take this in food, and this is the structure. So if we compare with the general structure, R is nothing but CH3CHOH. So if you see here, there is one NH2, one COH group. So overall it is again a neutral compound. Right? So this is last discovered. This was the last amino acid to be discovered in 1930 by William Rose. So it is found in cottage cheese, fish, meat and lentils. The next is tryptophan. So this is TRP is the 3-letter, W is the single letter denoted. This is again a neutral compound. C11H2N2O2 is the molecular formula. Essential amino acid. This is the structure. If you compare this with the structure, this is the R. This is the R actually. Right? So this was found in 1901 by Frederick Hopkins by hydrolysis of casein. It is found in chocolates, oats, dates, milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, red meat, egg, fish and bananas. The next is tyrosine. TYR is the 3-letter, Y is the single letter, it's also neutral. This is the molecular formula. This is again non-essential amino acid. This is the structure. If you compare the structure with my general structure, this is my R. That is nothing but at para position I have OH, and then I have a benzene ring, and then I have a CH2 here. This is my R here. So this tyri means cheese here in Greek. So it was discovered in 1846 by German chemist Justus von from cheese. So it was discovered from cheese, and cheese, the Greek is what? Tyri. So the word is tyrosine. It plays an important role in photosynthesis, and it is found in chicken, fish, peanuts, almonds, milk, cheese, yogurt, bananas. Last is valine. VAL, V is the single letter denoted, it's a neutral, and this is the structure, molecular formula. It is also essential amino acid, the body can't make it. This is the structure, and this is 2D, this is 3-dimensional structure. If you compare with the molecular formula, this is my R. This is my R actually. This R is nothing but CS32CH. Right, this is my R. And this is named after Valeria. Valine. This is found in meat and bean. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online tests, get free study materials, find tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.